And we're live. What the fuck is good, y'all? We are back for episode 29 of Reasonable Dialogue Podcast. It's your girl, Jan Sneed.
It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan. Welcome back to the Condeezy. You already know the rules, right? Taking shoes off. If you got holes in your socks, keep them shoes on. But yeah, make sure you bring us a gift in the condo. Don't be rude, okay? But we welcome you guys to another episode. We do apologize. We missed last week, but listen, life be happening, things be happening. We are busy girls. You know,
your girls is papping. Sorry.
We papping. We out here in these streets. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we be like, yo, we gonna have to skip this week. It's too much going on. We gonna give y'all a recap next week. But that's why we here. So we back.
So how has your busy week gone, girls? Let's talk about it.
First of all, yesterday I had what I don't want to say it was like a horror story in a sense, because the girl is nice. So I had a hair appointment yesterday, and it's not me like putting her on blast. You know what I'm saying? This is just my experience, and I'm not naming her, so it's not really me putting her on blast. But you know, I had expectations to get my hair done. I wanted to get a sew-in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's feeling like sewing season. I wanted to get a little side part bust down. You know what I'm saying? Layer curled out, real cutesy, demure, if you will. And, you know, she told me she could do the style. And I was like, okay, I'm excited, you know, like, especially when you want to get your hair done so bad and you just have the feeling of like, I know I'm going to be a super bad bitch after this style is done, you know? And unfortunately, as we were into the groove of it, the saxophone started playing real loud because certain things was going on that didn't look right. But I don't like to be one of those like clients or customers who's like really anal and like picking at everything. So I kind of wanted to give her some space and some time to go through the process. Trust the process, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm seeing the caps still. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I'm like, what's going on? There's a hump going on because I had a side part. So I'm thinking, okay, she gonna like hot comb it and like make it so nice and flat. Like, you know, flat to the scalp. It's supposed to be giving scalp, but it wasn't giving scalp. And I was like, okay, girl, what's going on here? And then she's just like, oh, you know, she's gonna flatten it if I wanted it more flatter. The fact that she asked me if I wanted it more flatter was alarming to me, because I'm like, what do you mean?
Like, that should be like the default.
Do we not see the same thing here? I'm confused. But anyways, you know, no offense, sweet girl. And I think for me, that was the conflicting thing, was the fact that she is so sweet. So it's like, I don't want to be aggressive or come off aggressive. It's just, I don't think that this style right now is looking the way I sent the picture, you know? So it was just bothering me. And as we got towards the end, I looked at my head and I was like, what's happening? Like, I we're done? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, no. The picture that I sent her did not look like my head at all. And it's so heartbreaking, because I wish I took video. I wish I took some type of picture of evidence, because I'm like, I don't want to be gaslit into feeling like I'm being, you know, one of those. And
yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you are a like former people pleaser like I once was, where you probably will bite your tongue and just accept some bullshit because you don't want to be combative, you don't want to be, you know, starting shit, if you will. I'm just like, no, I have to speak up, because
this is on my head.
Yes, and I'm paying for this, and I don't like this. I don't love this. I don't want this at all. So I just tell her like real shit. Like, I even try to compromise. I'm like, is there possible you could do like a bang? Because she did like a closure kind of, you know, side piece or whatever. And I guess she didn't really know how to install the closure piece herself.
Which is why it was a hump.
Which is why it was a hump. She didn't have the proper technique, because I asked her she was going to hot comb it to like make it flat. She says she don't have a hot comb. I was like, girl. I was just confused. And, you know.
Have you gone to her before?
I have went to her before,
Oh, that's interesting.
at least like 3-4 times, and she needed a little guidance, but the potential was there. You get what I'm saying? The potential was there. And when I first met her, she was able to do whatever type of styles according to what she said she can do. But I don't know what happened this time, but the kicker of this entire story that happened to me was that she decided to break up with me and decided that she no longer want to service me as a
Oh, so
client.
that's why you was like, you need to find a stylist. I thought you meant like dressing stylist. You meant hairstylist.
Hairstylist. Because I'm in Atlanta, y'all.
Not
I'm
you
in
got
Atlanta.
dumped.
I got dumped by my hairstylist, y'all, because I'm dead ass in Atlanta. And anybody that's in Atlanta that comes from at least like the East Coast understands it's so easy to find like hairstylists in New York,
Yeah.
Jersey, whatever it may be. Like you could literally go on Jamaica Avenue and find a braiding shop. You could find somebody that's doing hair. And the girls know how to do hair good. So coming to Atlanta, you have a mixture of these girls not being all the way professional, and then they're charging out the ass. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a kidney price for a bust down. Forgive me. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not opposed to spending a coin on maintenance and taking care of myself, but it's like, girl, I'm not going to spend this money if it's not going to come out the way how
First of all, I'm not spending the money, period. I'm not, I felt you when you, like, we was here when you first started saying, like, I feel like we've gotten a bit too far from the fucking plot with these prices on hair. Like, the hair should not be more, like, the install shouldn't be more than $200. What are we doing? I'm sorry. Like, unless you a celebrity stylist, I'm not paying you more than $200 for a buzz down. Like, this is crazy. Because that don't even include the hair.
And I'm all for giving you what you believe you're worth, because I'm in the line of service myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, pay me what, because I work for it. But my experience shows that. So long story short, I just feel like God was testing me, because this is the day before I have events that I have to attend, and I also have to fly out to New York, for my Playground Series DJ set that I'm going to be doing. And it's like, I want my hair to be done. And the fact that my hair is not done in the way I envisioned it to be done, and I wasted time. So when she broke up with me, it was very like, I felt some type of way. I'm not gonna lie. I felt some type of way, because I'm like, how do you tell me that you don't want to service me anymore? And she tries to blame it on miscommunication, low key, but I kind of was like, sis, no, I'm gonna have to hold your hand and tug you a little bit respectfully and let you know, no, it's not miscommunication, because when I sent the examples, you said you could do it. And then she tried to make it seem like, well, this is not really my wheelhouse. I'm more of this type of stylist. And it's like, well, if that was the case,
but you should have said that.
Just a little bit, just maybe a lot of bit. But she's a nice girl. So I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted, because she is a nice, sweet person, at least from what I see so far. So I'm like, you know what? I'm befuddled, and I'm just very confused. So I'm like, why? And she's explaining that reason. And I'm like, holding her accountable, saying, no, you should have just said you can't do it. Because I even gave her the option to truly and honestly not do the style, because I was like, hey, the timing of it, I'll just come in and get some wig braids done, because I throw my wig up and run up under it and catch it. You get what I'm saying? I don't mind. Okay. And I'm really not like a hair girly, if I could be real. I stick with my braids. I stick to, now the hairstyles that I do with my wigs and stuff like that, because hair for me is just something that I would like the luxury of getting it done and not having to worry about it. So long story short, my stylist, well, not even my stylist, she like the third in command, because I got like a main one and the second one, and then she's like the third one. But the third one, it's like a poly relationship. She decided that she no longer wants to be a part of this, and that's fine. Wish her the best. Thank you, girl. Bye. But yeah, my week was good besides that bullshit, and I'm just excited for what we got going on. And I'm excited to be back here on the podcast with my stuff. How was your week?
My week is really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think I started the week off in DC for my sister's birthday. That's actually why we didn't record last week. I was out there. Shout out to all my niggas in DC. I love DC. DC, like, if DC had a music industry, I think I would have moved there like 10 years ago.
It's surprising that it doesn't, considering go-go music and everything was such a big,
I don't know. I feel like there's not really like established buildings and companies. Like, none of that stuff exists out there aside from like NPR. And I don't want to work there. So I don't know. I just feel like outside of that, culturally, DC is like a Black hub. And I feel like every time I go there, I enjoy myself, whether it's like the venues, the people. Like, it's just a great place to be. I just feel at home every time I go there. So shout out to DC. But
Chocolate City.
I know. And everybody there look good. Girl, I'll be falling in love every 3 minutes. Like, God damn. Like,
wow.
I might have to find me an East African. But yes, I did that, and I came back on Monday. Actually, the train ride beat my body up, so I ended up taking off work. But then it ended up becoming like a very relaxing Monday, because then I did like a self-care day. I went to this Korean spot in the mall by me and got all these new skincare products to up my face routine. So that was cool.
The skin is glowing. The skin is glowing.
So was yours, by the way.
Thank you. I got a routine down too that I love.
Yeah, like I'm like, this is my shit. Cheating. We locked in. Twinning. So then there's this movie that came out. I forgot what it's. Oh, They Will Kill You. With the girl that
I saw.
It was really good.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. Yes, I'm gonna go see it.
Really good. Decided to go see that. So I went to go see that on Monday, and then like outside of that, like the week was pretty chill. I went to go see Tiana Major 9 at Blue Note. I'm like, me and Blue Note go together real bad lately.
Y'all do.
Like I feel like
y'all really do.
I've been there.
She needs like a special yawn Blue Note night,
right? Because I feel like I'm there every week now. But that was amazing. She actually ended up performing Rocket Love, Stevie Wonder's Rocket Love, as part of her set, which was like so unexpected but so timely because I was having a rough week with my dad.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like, oh my God, what are the odds that she just performs this on this day? Because that particular day, like I went to the gym and there was this guy there that looked like my dad. So like that was hard to just see him. I was just like, oh my God, this is weird. So it just felt like a warm hug hearing her sing that. But outside of that though, she was phenomenal. Her voice is incredible. Yeah. Made a new friend. So that was cool. I had seen him. Well, not like that kind of friend. This is a white man, guys. So, but yes, I had a while back. My homegirl Melody introduced me to him at this event that we went to at Clive Davis Institute, and then saw him again at an Infinity Song playback 2 weeks ago, and then I saw him again at this show, and I'm just like, I keep seeing you. So we ended up spending that night together for the show.
For the show. But she was not spending no night.
We're not doing that. But I had a really good week. I had dinner with one of my homegirls yesterday in Jersey City. I really miss Jersey City. I gotta move back. But can't complain.
Jersey City has some good food, some good places to eat.
They do have some, and a lot of stuff is on the water too, depending on where you're at.
Yes.
Real cute.
Yes. We got to do a dinner date or like a little lunch date on the water, because Jersey, I heard, got some really good food. So I definitely got to tap in.
Okay, we should. Because the other thing too is like the venue that we went to in particular, or the restaurant, it's like full, like the whole space is just all windows. So you're literally looking out onto the water, even if you're indoors. And then they have all this outdoor seating in the summer with like TVs outside. So it's lit during the summer. So we definitely gotta go.
Yeah, I love that. I love a good outdoors vibe. I've never been to City Island. I still got to.
Oh my God. Look, girl. So the one Bronx nigga I ever dated took me to City Island on a date.
Not the one Bronx nigga.
The one, it's crazy because I think back to that. That's probably was like the best date I ever been on. Like, because we spent the entire day together. Like, I think I didn't get home till like 6, 7 in the morning.
Ooh,
and it wasn't even like we did anything. Like literally like hung out until 6, 7 in the morning and then just went back home. We went to City Island. We went to the pool. He took me to a pool house. That was really fun. I never did that before. That was fly. And then I think we closed the morning at IHOP. We just got IHOP and was chilling there talking. So yeah, shout out to him. We still cool.
That's a good day. I love a good 24-hour day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Okay. You know, and not everything gotta involve hunching.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate it, because I thought he gave that, but he didn't. I was just like, oh, okay.
Like, none of this coochie. Okay. tonight. Thank you.
But can
Anyway.
confirm from that experience, I will absolutely be dating and marrying a New York nigga because they just different.
I really often think about, well, you know who. You know who's on my radar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I gotta go over there, I gotta go over there. But
We don't get him to move over here.
Because what happens with the kids? We want them to be culture by coastal. But no, other than that, I feel like I don't really know who or what, because I agree 1,000%. Like, there's nothing to me, and I don't know if it's because of where I've been all my life, which is New York, obviously. If it's just something about a New York nigga for me, like the swag of them, just
the way they talk, the way they dress, all of it. Oh my gosh.
Everything about a New York guy just makes me like, I love you guys, but I hate y'all at the same motherfucking time.
That part. You're absolutely right. Because woo, child.
Okay. It's like, could we mix y'all in with some Southern twang a little bit? You know, like some hospitality, some chivalry, if you will. You know, what Unc say, tenderism? We need some tenderism from y'all New York niggas. You know, y'all be stomping our hearts out with your Timbs.
Yeah.
And it's not appreciated, but this is why we're hard. People often say why New York women are so aggressive, so hard. It's because we got to be on guard. These niggas is fucking pit bulls, and we the dog catchers. We don't got time. We snapping these niggas' necks if they talk too crazy to us, and that's just what it is. So forgive me to my future, niggas in advance. It is what it is, but I love you with all my heart, baby. You feel me? You my heart.
Anyway, let's get into these topics. For anyone who's concerned or curious, we are both single and
ready to mingle.
Come correct. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Come the fuck correct, because we decline niggas on this side.
Okay, like a credit card, bitch. Decline. You ain't got the funds. Sorry. Pass, no go. Go, no pass. Anyways, okay.
So in Trump news, he's still doing the Trump things. Iran shot down a U.S. fighter jet as search is happening currently for the crew, and the search is happening. Excuse me.
Iran is not playing.
I don't know. I feel like this whole war is interesting. Watching it play out, because granted, like, this isn't really a surprise. I think this has happened in the past, but
how
do you see the way that the United States and media is framing what is happening? It never really seems to add up to what is really happening when you start looking at the accounts from people that are actually on the ground. And it's like, according to what I'm seeing, we getting our ass beat. So
it was all a lie.
Yeah.
It was all a lie. Like, no. And for me, I always feel like that's such an important thing to notice, how dangerous it is for America to not really pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, it's just super, super dangerous because of the fact that people can believe what they want to believe, which they do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But facts are facts. And I shouldn't have to go on a person's TikTok account to see the real news on what's happening when our presidency is sitting here talking about everything else around us is fake news, when you the fakest nigga here.
Yeah.
Like, you the fakest one with your damn orange wig, And it just pisses me off because the propaganda, the misinformation that is literally spread throughout this entire world is just disgusting, and is the reason why we specifically in America are where we are. So
I feel like it's deeper though too. Like, I know, I feel like I always say it's deeper, but it doesn't. Like, it's not lost on me. It does, and I feel like everything's that. I'm one of the people. Everything is that fucking deep.
It is
everything is, but I feel like
ain't that funny, and everything is that deep.
It's not. Yeah, and I think that we're at a time where I don't know, like, things could go very left because as a society we are very uneducated. Like, we are, like, let's be honest, and that's not to say that everybody's stupid, but like there's a lot of illiterate people in society right now because of just like this anti-intellectual time that we're in, as far as like we're not reading as much. Kids are reading at like this is facts, like they're reading at a much lower level than they should be. Like there's 8th graders reading at a 3rd grader, 2nd grader level. This has been ongoing for a very long time, because when I was teaching back in 2018, this was a thing. Like I remember doing summer school with some of these kids. They in 8th and 9th grade, and they still reading on the 1st grade level, and like this is the norm. So it's like I think we're in kind of shaky times, because it's hard to decipher what's real and what's fake, what is accurate, what's inaccurate, on top of the fact that people are just illiterate, so they don't even know how to navigate this information to find out what information is factual.
Right.
And then it's like the other layer is, even on the TikToks or the social media apps in general that we are having access to find out this information, we're also, that some of that information is also skewed towards whatever the fuck the United States wants us to know, on like in addition. So it's like all of this algorithm, like the algorithm is definitely showing us what it wants to show us. So even the stuff that we are saying, you got to be like, take all of that with a grain of salt as well, because it's like you really just don't know. And then you throw AI in the mix now. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
And I've always been on the side of always do your research. I mean, we came up in an era where you had to do your research. You had to cite your sources. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just say anything and it'd be okay. Like, where did you get this shit from? And as you say, in this anti-intellectual era that we're in, which I don't think is just an era. I think it's been a slow rising,
absolutely,
if you will, especially when you consider how calculated the world's leaders are. It wouldn't be surprising that these motherfuckers allow technology to advance with the guys to dumb us down. Because even the reports that came out about Chat GPT actually making you dumber, like, is actually making you dumber. And then when you think about the presidency and the fact that people who can't read are voting, people who can't read are literally listening. All they can do is listen. They always say, if you want to hide the truth, put it in a fucking book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that people can't read, and then everyone is just okay with everything, you have a recipe for fucking disaster. And humanity is on the serious decline because of the lack of care of being intellectual. And it doesn't mean like, because I understand too, there's a level of elitism that comes with being an intellectual. I went to Harvard and I have this degree. What do you mean, darling? I don't eat with you poor people. I get that to a certain degree. I don't get that though, because that's weird as fuck. But I get the elitism in the sense of people, feel, I guess, intimidated or inferior when you are educated. But the whole thing is to be educated. Like, and the level of education, it literally is up to you if you're open to always wanting to learn and be okay with not always being right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think this problem that we have is that people are coming off thinking that what they're saying is always right and what they're saying is always law. You had people during COVID era where they were literally arguing with literal biologists and scientists telling them, no, you're wrong. And they're like, brother, sister, I went to school my whole life for this. And because you've seen a TikTok or you Googled or asked Gronk what this was, that's all I see. Gronk, what is this? Gronk.
That's alarming. The amount of times I see that is like, you don't have, like, just look it up.
It's basics. And it'd be basic shit.
Yeah,
it
like,
really
oh my God.
Shit. You guys are waiting for you to be fed things instead of
a lot of this, I think,
looking.
A lot of what you're laying out is a symptom of social media. And I think this is why social media is so dangerous. And granted, I don't think we've recognized it when it was introduced to us, but as time has progressed, it's gotten more and more dangerous, because what it's created is a society of like echo chambers. And it's interesting because a lot of this kind of ties into other things we'll talk about later, but I do want to like say here, I just think that you have to be super mindful of the information that you are engaging with, because to your point, a lot of this information is not coming from reputable sources. You have people who are literally just influencers because they've been able to amass a following because they're likable. And because they're likable, that makes them an authority on a topic. And they don't even necessarily have any real like information, knowledge, credibility within the topic. But because they have 100,000, a million followers, whatever, it's assumed that the credibility exists. And I think that is where society is right now. Like, that's just, that it just is what it is, where like you have so many people and figures in our spaces, regardless of the space. It could be music, it could be tech, finances. Like, I think this exists everywhere, where we have become such like an influencer culture where you do not have to have real credibility to be an authority in these spaces, as long as you're likable and have a following. And that is really scary, because it's like, you pair that with shit just being so much of an echo chamber. You have these leaders who don't know what the fuck they talking about, who are being followed by a whole community of people who don't think for themselves. That's like, the groupthink shit is like really killing society right now. Because it's like, even with like kind of tying back to the conversation we had about and it's like not as serious, but you kind of see it played out with Jack Harlow. I like, granted, we had our critiques, but I feel like when I saw the way that the whole shit played out on social media, it was very much giving echo chamber to me. Like, I seen a lot of shit that like, y'all niggas just echoing each other. Like, did you even like did you like the album or not? Like, or you just echoing what the fuck somebody else said so that you could feel included in the combo,
right?
And when you see that keep playing out, it becomes like weird. Like, y'all niggas don't think
at all, and they want people to think for them and then judge them for it's the craziest thing that we have to go through. The groupthink in society is a danger to humanity in general, and the fact that people don't want to educate themselves is a big reason why we are here in this presidency. Everything that we are experiencing is because you niggas don't want to read and you don't give a fuck. Project 2025,
it was always there. It was always there.
In the finest of print, right there in front of y'all faces. And everyone was like, but Kamala, she be dancing at barbecues, hitting the fucking Dougie. You niggas gave a fuck about her hitting the Dougie more than you gave a fuck about this dud named Donald Trump. And that's y'all problems.
And that's where we at.
But I would like to point out really quickly before we move on, they did some firing as well, just because, we adults, we know what's going on. U.S. Attorney General Kristi Noem and the what is she? The former U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Pam Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General, and Kristi Noem, the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, both got fired. Okay, they got rolled up in that pack and they got smoked and they got fired. And I just want to let it be known to white women worldwide, it's time for you all to wake the fuck up. I don't know what it's going to take for you all to see that your own peers, in fact, it's a disrespect to call y'all peers, because them motherfuckers don't see women as peers at all, not even their own kind. You have to get to a point in your life where your privilege cannot be more valuable than humanity itself. And the fact that white women were the leading cause of Trump's presidency being even in office because they went to vote, and I don't even want to give them the whole damsel in distress and, oh my God, they're innocent. No, y'all be marrying terrible men because sometimes you're terrible your fucking selves. But understand, this should be a wake-up call, if it hasn't already been, how they are always going to discard you too. You're not excluded from what they plan on doing. These men want it to be just a white America, and a white America includes how they see it just being white men and their white counterparts that operate for them. That's it. So you're not safe, and them firing them and replacing them with their own boys, we could have told y'all that, but hey.
And frankly, the thing that's interesting about that, like, granted, it's a separate topic, but in line with what you're saying, as far as like, they do not care about y'all. it's
They
like
don't.
you see this play out with the way that they are approaching women's reproductive systems. Like, you don't think like
You don't
you're
got those
excluded from
systems?
that? Yeah, it's
The
like
fuck?
they don't give a fuck about women. They don't matter if you black, white, yellow, brown. Like, they don't. So to
At
think
all.
that your privilege is going to save you in this presidency is like it's ignorant.
Very ignorant. And now your man is on the internet shaking his fucking breastplated titties online. Now y'all look crazy. You didn't even have to do this. You didn't have to do this, but you chose to do this, just like you chose. So smoking these bitches in this pack. Light it. Anyways, moving right along. I mean, it's only fitting just to roll right into this, just because really quickly, the America FIFA song, since we're on America, is receiving crazy backlash, and rightfully so, because I heard it and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's not terrible because I'm just, group think. It's terrible because I have ears that actually work and tell me this shit sucks. And the FIFA World Cup song has a legendary standing of being like fire, from Shakira to Pitbull. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of people who look for, and football, you know what I'm saying? Really is what soccer is the biggest sport in America, in the world,
In the country or the world,
in the world. It's a sorry, it's a worldwide sport, like worldwide sport. So the fact that every country is making their own version of their country's like theme song, it's really fun. It's really cool. But America sound like they put that shit in AI and decided to just slap Jelly Roll on it. You know what I'm saying? And call it a day. And I just think it's really crazy, because as much bullshit that we're going through, the least y'all niggas could do is come up with a good song for the World Cup to represent America. But the state of America is representing the song, and the song is definitely representing the state of America. Trash.
I don't know. It just be so funny to me the way that art definitely, whether it's intentional or not, it always mirrors society.
Always.
So it's sometimes some of the shit do not be surprising me, right? Because look at the way society is going. So it's no wonder.
It's no wonder. It's no wonder. But I wonder if you know. Well, okay, and that's not me celebrating. I just want to be very clear. It's not me celebrating. But we might as well get into it, because problematic people following right in line.
Yeah, I guess I might be problematic sometimes. Sorry, guys.
I know. But we might as well.
This is my problem. My problem is I'm like a diehard music lover. So it's like sometimes, unless you're R. Kelly or Diddy, sometimes I don't know. I really can't separate it. I'm sorry, I just can't. But anyway, say that to say, Kanye is motherfucking back. So he just sold out 2 back-to-back shows at SoFi Stadium for his Bully tour. It was a fucking spectacle, is probably the least I could say. Shout out to Oz Taylor. He completely bodied that stage set design. It was beautiful. Like, everything I've seen from that design, like it's like otherworldly, like other fucking worldly. And I think honestly, if I have to be super honest, I'm more impressed with,
I was trying to, because I remember him selling out some other stadium, but it wasn't in America yet.
Okay.
It was somewhere else, but yeah, go ahead.
But to the point of being a fan, I think what I'm more so impressed by is actually the visuals of it all. If I'm being honest, I don't necessarily I love Ye's music. I'm not like I don't really necessarily care for the newer stuff, but I think a lot of my fandom comes from nostalgia from, I grew up on Ye. So it's hard to remove him from my listening experience. Yeah. Granted, that doesn't discount everything that he's done. I don't want to act like that's a case. But I will say a lot of people there's a big conversation about it happening online, where people are upset about the fact that it's sold out twice, because it's like, now you have to grapple with the reality that Does
Does
cancel culture
cancel
really
culture?
exist? Like, is that really a
Jinx,
thing?
you owe me a fucking soda.
Does it
no,
really
yeah.
exist? And I don't know. I can't, like, I really genuinely, and I've been saying this for years, I genuinely feel like outside of like a Diddy and R. Kelly, and even that's arguable because it's been plenty of events I've gone to and they're still playing his music and they're still enjoying it. So it's like, I really feel like cancel culture is an online phenomenon and that's the only place that exists. And I think to act like it exists outside of the internet is delusional.
Well, here's my thing, right? Because everyone, just to give everyone, of course, as you know, we're talking about Kanye and the fact that he's made his massive return and the drama surrounding Kanye's behavior and the result of cancel culture. And I feel like, sorry, I got a burp. Oh my God. I feel like when it comes to cancel culture, right? Yes, it can be, two things can be true. It can be an internet phenom, or it can also be something that is also active in real life where there are people who will not support
Absolutely.
Kanye. I don't want to say that it's only something that exists online because there's people like me personally who's like, no, I'm not playing R. Kelly's music. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like you could have put $100 tip in my face and be like, yo, can you please play it? I don't give a fuck. Step in the leg in the name of love out the motherfucking door, bitch. You get what I'm saying? Like, because it's more about how it for me is more about just their catalog, if that makes sense. It is the fact of, damn, this is how you view us, this is how you see us, this is how, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, even if it comes to like whatever, whether it's businesses, establishments, whatever, it's a disappointment when you invest something into something or some entity and they turn around and it's like, damn, you don't even really fuck with us like that. You get what I'm saying? We were really just nothing to you at the end of the day. So the cancel culture, yes, does exist online, but obviously it doesn't exist for megastars. And that's where I'm going to be honest and say, y'all cannot cancel mega superstars. Daniel Caesar is another thing. You get what I'm saying?
But even him, he sold out Madison Square Garden. So is he really canceled? He's not a megastar, but
y'all put him on ice for a little bit. He was on ice.
He was on ice. He was. And he almost got back on there recently. Like, damn, nigga, can you just
you get what I'm saying? So it's like, is there power in it? Yeah, it can be, but does the power work for everyone? No. And that's just the reality of it.
What I say, I guess what I'm really trying to say in hearing your take, I think what I'm also saying is like, I don't think that cancel culture exists outside of the internet on a large scale level, right? Like I think when you engage with cancel culture online, you see it play out online, I think it feels a lot bigger online than it actually is in real life, is what I'm saying. Because again, it's essentially Black Twitter in itself, Black Twitter, Black Instagram, it is an echo chamber altogether. There are certain like communities within Black Twitter, right? Like I don't think everybody is a monolith on Twitter, but if you just put Black Twitter in its own box, that in itself is an echo chamber. And I think when we see cancel culture play out on Black Twitter, it feels so massive because it is an echo chamber. But then when you kind of compare Black Twitter to the world and people who engage with this music in real life, outside, Black Twitter is this to so it's like so it's like in that sense I feel like that's more so what I was saying as far as like I think it only exists on like in an online phenomenon kind of thing. Like I understand it does exist in real life. People do cancel, like there are people who don't engage with shit in real life. I understand that. But I think it's not as massive, not nearly as massive in real life as it is online because we're engaging with it on a very much in a smaller scale, but it feels bigger because this is all we're engaged with. I'm not engaging in white Twitter at all. So like I don't even see what is happening on that side. So it's like my whole world online is just Black Twitter. So if you get canceled on Black Twitter, you are dead.
You know, to think about it, in all of my social
I've
media
never,
years,
like, I don't know what happens there.
What is white Twitter? It's just Twitter. It's just Twitter. But we've created our own world within it. So we don't even know that it exists. Things Black people do all the time. But I mean, I hear you, and I really, really hear you on that. It's just when it comes to this type of conversation, does Blackness play a role in it? For me, yes.
It does.
Because do I want to cancel our own as much? Because I'm quick. Let's get them other boys up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But like we said, we don't know what's going on white Twitter, just like I don't know what's going on in white culture. So I can only tend to my own culture and what's going on with my own things. You get what I'm saying? My backyard. So when I have somebody who comes and represents our culture saying things like slavery was a choice.
Yeah, insane.
Regardless as how much y'all niggas want to slice and dice it and make it seem like, oh no, he was being real deep when he meant like it's a mind thing. You niggas are still slaves in your mind then. Did you choose that? I don't think so. So wearing the swastika fucking symbol or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it a swastika? I don't know.
I think it was.
But you know what I'm saying? On a t-shirt. Putting White Lives Matter, especially during a time where Black Lives Matter was a movement dedicated to the injustices of Black bodies that were going on. You have not ever said a positive thing, if not a thing period about it.
Yeah.
But your voice and your stance with your privilege and the fact that you have all of this reach is the same thing with the Nicki Minaj. It's like your influence matters. If we have this whole process of an echo chamber and groupthink and all this, and you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when I see, unfortunately, majority of which we have to be honest about it, rap concerts really do be a good 80% white people.
Yeah.
It'd be a good, know what I'm saying?
A lot of them too. That's not even just I think that's overall.
It's a lot of them. No,
that's the hip hop space.
It's very highly consumed by white culture. So when you turn around and you say nigga, you oh shit, ain't not too many niggas in here. You know what I'm saying? Like it matters. So when you're saying things from a Black man saying, you know what I'm saying, white lives matter, considering how insane white people are when it comes to their privilege, they're literally killing us and hunting us down. It's like, I'm sorry. It gets to a point where it's like, yeah, you may have said a lot of crazy dumb shit, but there's certain things that we have to make a line in the sand and be like, all right, brother. Like that's enough. Too much. It's already been too much, but now this is enough. And it's always going to be too much for me when it comes to us Black people, because we are the least cared about, especially Black women. The least cared about, the least thought of, the least everything. And we can't afford for our so-called leaders, because let's be honest, they look at them as leaders, to be operating in this way and saying things in that way when you are influencing a whole generation of new fucking knuckleheads that are going to think and operate in the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you and Trump are two of the same coin. Arrogant narcissists. Sorry, but it is what it is. Now, is the music fire? I mean, yeah, nigga. The fuck? I hate that I got integrity sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, shit, I want to really fuck with this song and rock with this song, but it's like, low key, when I think about how you really disrespected your own culture, the same songs don't resonate anymore, my nigga. Like the pro-Black Kanye West, who was, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Chicago nigga, that shit don't really resonate when you doing all of these antics. It really don't. And if music is supposed to be coming from like an intentional place, and we can't forget that. We can't dispose of that. This is the same reason why we can be very much so like, damn, I can't believe R. Kelly's music is based off of him doing what he's doing. Like,
yeah,
You get what I mean? So I get it for everybody. Yes, let people have their fun. I'm all here for people having their fun. Yes, 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 yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but wait till I get my money right. I understand. But sometimes you gotta also be a little realistic and be like, it's just not for me if it's not for you. And that's okay. Nobody say you gotta.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, really quick. Like the fake activism and or fake righteousness, if you will, you don't even have to perform that. Like if you don't fuck with something, nobody has to know toward the heaven tops that you don't fuck with something. But we also don't gotta know also that you do fuck with it. Like the whole, so y'all canceling R. Kelly? Cause I heard, okay, bitch. Okay. Niggas is gonna play R. Kelly. You know, some of the bops was bopping.
Yeah.
But do I support it? Absolutely not. That's my stance. That's my time.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because I engage with it a little differently. Like for me, it depends on the offense, right? Like for me, R. Kelly and all of his shit, even Diddy, like was so violent that I really can't engage with any other music in the way that I could before, like at all. Mm-hmm. But I think with Kanye, it's it's not that, but it is. But that's not to say it's not harmful, because everything that he was doing is harmful, right?
Well, because he does have sexual allegations.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There is some cases. These niggas got cases, but yeah.
But yeah, I guess for me, it's like I can't. Like, well, not that I can't, but I haven't disengaged with the older music, but it makes me not able to engage with the newer music. I don't feel because I know how he, like his mind frame now and the way that he's carrying himself now. It's like, I can't really find myself to even listen to it. Like I haven't listened to, I think he dropped the album, right?
Yeah, Bully.
Yeah, that's so. I thought the tour was how I'm so like disconnected I am. I thought this tour was like a welcome back tour, and he's just performing old songs. I didn't realize this was a new album tour, or not tour but shows. Like I didn't realize it was an album. So I think I seen somebody post about one of the songs off the album. I'm like, wait, there's a new album?
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
People always say this nigga pulls antics when it's album rollout time. You get what I'm saying? So if we want to say Kanye is mentally ill, he's a very strategic mentally ill person.
Yeah.
He knows when to be mentally ill. He knows when to turn that button on. Okay? Because for me, it's like, oh, you said a lot of crazy shit. Okay, you're acting out. Okay. Ooh. Album dropping. Wow. Sunday service. Niggas is in church with Ye now. Wow. Ooh, interesting. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I could understand a lot of things. I do understand a lot of things. I'm a very understanding person. You know, I'm just not understanding of these niggas. But
I guess it's perfect segue. I'm curious because I think in relation to all of this, he brought out Lauryn Hill at these shows, and I'm seeing a lot of conversations around people being disappointed in her and not fucking with her because of that. So how do you feel about that?
You know, personally speaking, I feel like celebrities have a different outlook and view on certain things. And that's also the conversation that I've been seeing, because a lot of other celebrities were in attendance. Like Chloe now is getting her ass torn apart because people are like,
yes, I heard.
Don't you throw up the rock, you know? And I love Chloe Bailey. I do. But for me, once I see celebrities at things like that, which, let's be real, y'all, I just want everybody to slow down a little bit. Like, just open up your eyes just a little bit. You know, do you not think celebrities are going to be there? We're talking about a different class of people. You get what I mean? The average person like you and me, you may attend, I may not attend. It doesn't make either of us any better than anyone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These celebrities,
they're gonna go. They're gonna go. These are their peers, like literal peers. They're gonna go support it. Yeah.
You probably seen people. There's probably people that were there that were not even photographed, and they didn't probably want to be photographed for a reason. They probably they was up in them suites watching. They was there.
Yeah. Can I also say too, I think in my opinion, y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, but if you set aside his antics, I think there is a case to be made that Kanye West is one of the most brilliant creatives of our time. And when you are an artist, because that's the people that are showing up are artists, they're his artist peers. I think, in my opinion, and I think that's also why I still kind of engage with some of his stuff as like an artsy person, an artist, a creative. There is still a level of inspiration to gain from Kanye West, like whether niggas want to say it or not. Like that, there is like
because
you just
I'm not gonna lie, the visuals were
and that's
phenomenal.
why I led with that. I led with that because intentionally, because there's just like, if I got invited to that show, I would have absolutely went, because the visuals alone, like there's just so much to be pulled from how well done that set was. And it's just like, then like the music is so timeless, and that's inspiring. Like, there's just a lot of inspo to pull from
Things
it. So I
can
get
be
it.
true at the same time,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. That's
Yes.
all we're saying. A lot of things can be true. Can you be inspired by his show? Can you literally sit there and be like, wow, this is fucking phenomenal? Yes. Has it been done before by other artists? Absolutely. Is this is Kanye's way of doing it? Absolutely. There's so many things. Can you be in disagreement with how he is as a person? Yes, you can too.
Yeah.
But to say and judge everybody at this point in time, it's like, but let me just say this too. In the climate that we're in, I get it. I'm not gonna lie.
I
get
agree with that. Yeah.
In the climate that we're in, I get it. Right now, it is life or death. It's either you on the white side or you on the black side. And I don't mean just like, race. I'm talking about just in general. Like, niggas have to be on a side.
It can't be gray. I feel that.
There's no gray side. So I understand in the climate what it is. And with that being said, you clearly know where people's stances are based on their actions. So there you go. Okay. That's it, man. But Ye's back out here in these streets, man. I thought he was banned in America. But apparently that too, really quick, Wireless Festival has booked him as a headliner. They have a sponsor by Pepsi who is now going to be pulling out of their sponsorship with Wireless Festival, which kind of does say cancel culture does exist outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Just as an example, because if you got a major player like Pepsi say, you will get our dollars this year because you have him, it's like Wireless Festival has to make a decision. What's more important, their headliner or the sponsor dollars? Which I'm sure Wireless Festival is a big enough festival where they can
they'll be fine.
Seed money. They'll be good, especially with Kanye being headliner. For sure they'll be good. But it is to say that a corporation making that stance does say a lot. And I mean, Pepsi, no one is innocent here, but it says a lot. So yeah. And speaking of saying a lot, our girl Brandy, she dropped a brand new book speaking on her life and everything that she's been through, our Moesha phases of a memoir. I'm surprised they didn't make a play off of Moesha with that. I don't know. Maybe that's just my little.
No, I can definitely see that Dear Diary clip alone. Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, but anyways, she released a book on March 31st, offering an intimate look into her life, career, and her personal highs and low. It covers her rise to fame at age 14. You know what's so crazy? I always forget that a lot of our legends started off so young, like teeny bopper type of like Mickey Mouse House Club vibe type shit. You know what I'm saying? So Brandy started her career at 14. I mean, Beyonce and them, that's a school of them.
Yeah.
Her music career and her experience as a Black Disney princess, if I say person. And one of the biggest highlights right now is just the conversation circulating with her and a former relationship that she had with one of the Boyz II Men members, Wanya. How you say Wanya?
Wanya. I don't know.
Wanya. Who gives a fuck at this point in time? These niggas is nasty. Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men. Basically, she's, I don't want to say putting him on blast, but Wanya, okay, like Kanye, Wanya, okay, thank you, No Face Gray. I don't want to say she's like putting him on blast, but she is talking her truth. She is speaking her truth and saying that, she feels now, looking back, that she was taking advantage of, considering that she was 16 and he was like 20, he was like 22, 21 during the time of their dating. And of course, how normalized older men dating younger girls, especially in those times, have been considering, but her speaking out about it now currently, especially, you know, with everything happening, her receiving her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and everything. I just feel like, to be completely real with you, we're having a wave of the reckoning when it comes to people being exposed more, and not being exposed in a messy way. Like, because, you know, I don't give a fuck about mess. I give a fuck about truth. But people being exposed for things that they're now realizing, like an awakening, like coming to a realization, like, shit, this thing wasn't okay. And I just wonder how many other artists themselves are probably going to get the freedom now to be able to speak up about things that's happened to them. Because I'm sure, you know, it took a lot for Brandy to be honest about that in her book and say, hey, I realize now that that wasn't okay. Like, you took advantage of me. I was a young girl. You were an older man. And then, of course, the story is Adina Howard being the side chick that he was cheating on her with type shit. So it's like a lot of factors of nasty niggaism that happens in this industry. And the young girls that unfortunately go through this shit. Like, it's crazy that somebody like Brandy, but it's not so crazy that somebody like Brandy has this story to tell. I just often wonder how many other people have this story to tell as well.
Yeah, but I guess on the bright side, I think the more women come out with their stories, even men, I think we're starting to see more men come out with their stories of abuse as well. It is inspiring other people to live their truth when they see the way that the community wraps their arms around them when they share theirs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can imagine, though, a lot of that stuff is very tricky, because just in seeing how some of these stories play out, I think some of these artists don't even realize they were being abused, and they still have positive relationships with some of the people that were their abusers. So I think that is also a factor that we're seeing play out with some of the stories that are not coming to the surface, because it's like, this is still very much my friend. Yeah. But my friend manipulated me, my friend abused me, my friend harmed me, but I didn't think that that's what it was at the time. So like, I feel like it's such a sticky thing. And I think as someone who works in music, I'm grateful that this stuff is playing out now, because I think what it also is doing is creating a space where women and men who are coming up in the industry now don't have to deal with this, because there is this underlying fear of, if I
speak up,
we're not even that. Like, if I harm somebody, we're in a culture now where you will be exposed. This is not a culture of secrecy anymore. So I think we women and men are coming up in an era now, because our predecessors are being so open and honest about their experiences and how these things were just not okay. It is creating a space now where we don't necessarily have to deal with that anymore. Or if we are, it's in a way lesser capacity than it was at that point.
I agree. And I love that you mentioned the upside to that is the freedom of no longer feeling like you have to be a victim anymore. And I want the freedom for all victims, you know, especially with things with the Epstein files and, you know, Weinsteins and the Diddy's and all of these things that are happening. Like, the industry has been such a predatory industry for such a very, very long time that the bottle can't contain it anymore. Is bound to bust, and it's been bursting, and we're seeing the ramifications of that. So congratulations to Brandy and her doing her thing for the legend. I mean, she is the vocal Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's coined the vocal Bible. So shout out to Brandy dropping her memoir, and I'm definitely gonna go support it, because I think that's important to support our legends while they're still here as well too, because Brandy is very much so a legend. So shout out to our girl Brandy. And just really quick, piggybacking off of predatory behavior, Pooh Shiesty.
I'm sorry, that shit was funny. When I see that, I was like, excuse me?
Pooh Shiesty apparently is about that life. He's about his raps. Okay, you know, a lot of these rappers out here, they are faking it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the chains that they wear, but he's really about that life. So apparently he kidnapped, allegedly, Gucci Man, held him at gunpoint with a few other rappers, and his dad included. he was not bound to be anything inspiring, because with the parents that he had, from the video that I seen of his mama and his daddy being one of the accomplices, the failure was bound to happen for him, and I'm so sad about that. But apparently they allegedly kidnapped Gucci Man and held him at gunpoint to basically get him out his deal. And for me, it just really makes me think, like, goddamn, what kind of deal are you
What the fuck were
in?
the terms that he felt like he had to kidnap your ass at gunpoint? But also, granted, I don't condone violence.
funny.
Okay,
You don't condone
I don't want
violence.
to act like I condone violence, but like, I also, there's a part of me, a very small part of me was like, you know what, nigga, shout out to you for standing on motherfucking business, because y'all really need to stop signing or trying to sign these artists to these predatory ass fucking deals. Like, it is 2026. Tighten the fuck up. Like, what are we doing? And it's kind of like ties back into what we were just talking about, this predatory behavior. Like, this is on paper and it's in action. Like, I think the predatory shit has to stop. Like,
Yes.
So there's another way to do that, but I mean, maybe not.
Maybe not.
I wonder if he got that deal. I wonder if he's out his deal now.
I mean, one deal that he definitely is getting is a prison deal. Like,
Yo, shut up.
That's the definite. Like, what?
Out one into another.
Out one into another. In and out like the burger spot. You understand? So, ignorance still has to get called out.
Yeah.
You know, I understand this is your lifestyle. You know, you are about your rap.
Right. Do not recommend.
Ignorant. Do not recommend this method at all. It does remind me, however, of Ice Cube and the whole alleged of him beating up, going to the
that's what I'm trying to
office.
say.
Remember?
Like, there's a small part of me that I low-key respect it. Like,
The revolution.
I'm sorry. It's what it is. Yeah, like, if
not
you play in
mad
niggas'
at it.
faces, then you gonna get played with.
You know, but it is 2026.
So we can't do that.
Cameras are everywhere, and it's crazy. You know, it's crazy that you did that to Gucci, but I understand why you did it to Gucci if Gucci got you fucked up. You know, I see both sides. I understand.
Right.
I understand.
We are reasonable girls, okay?
Here at Reasonable Dialogue. Okay. So I am very aware, but yes. So we can already say Pooh Shiesty is going back to jail. First day out, going right back in, and all of his accomplices. Gucci Man definitely is going to be pointing that finger at that trial. It was him, sir, because he's no longer Gucci Man anymore. He is his government name. And yeah, that's really it for our music entertainment updates. Oh wait, Ryan Coogler, just want to touch on that just as a little mention. He is going to be producing an adaptation of Animorphs, my bad, y'all, for a TV series at Disney, alongside his wife Zinzi. Shout out to Zinzi, you know what I'm saying? Shout out
She
to
going crazy. I love their relationship. I love how much he pours into her and they pour into each other. I love how much he uplifts her and always speaks life over her name and the things that he brings to his own career. Like, I just think it is so important as Black people that we see relationships like his and Beyonce's in like the media, because everybody's talking about Black love. There's not a lot of it. There's a lot of it. We just don't see a lot of it in culture and entertainment. And I think what they're building together is so special. Like, even this, like, Animorphs is like, I think everything that he does is like sickening. Like, he be doing like the coolest shit that is just like so left field. Like, he just did Sinners, and then you're doing Animorphs. Like, what?
Which is such a perfect follow-up.
It is. Yeah, it's just like, this is dope.
Yeah.
He just does a bunch of dope shit. And I think the other thing that he's really like, it hasn't really got talked about a lot, but he's showing that Black people can make an impact in film and entertainment. It doesn't have to be some slave shit. It doesn't have to be some violent niggatry. Like, this has nothing to do with niggas and slaves. Like, this is
vampires.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think that's so fire.
Ghouls and the goblins.
Because he's gonna inspire a whole generation of Black filmmakers and screenwriters to like, I don't have to do that if I don't like. If I can really dig into my creative bag and come up with some cool shit, and it can work.
It can work, and it will work.
Yeah.
It can work, and it will work. So shout out to Ryan Coogler, literally creating history as he goes. I'm sure it's going to be successful. Shout out to all the Black creators worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Definitely give me all y'all tens. But it's time to move on to our main segment, our main topic, which is something that Jan brought to the table.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a perfect conversation considering everything that we spoke about today.
So I was scrolling the timeline and I saw this conversation that Russ had actually surfaced. I want to say he probably was responding to something, but I just saw his takes on it. But essentially, he was discussing the fact that monoculture is gone. So what monoculture is the old model, essentially, the old model that the industry operated from. It's one dominant sound, one dominant star, one song that everyone knows. Think about like peak MTV era when radio and TRL could make or break a career overnight, and radio was so dominant where it was just like you hear a song, everybody loves it, this is everywhere. And that doesn't exist anymore. That's not a thing. Granted, I do think there are breakthrough hits that still occur because radio isn't dead. However, monoculture, I think, is absolutely gone. It's absolutely gone. For various reasons. And I think, like, as a person who works in streaming, I thought this conversation, like, it really piqued my interest because I think streaming in, I would say, television and music, I think overall streaming kind of like killed monoculture because you just have all these different audiences
Varieties,
that are segmented based off of your individual interests, and it made it very difficult to get people on one accord about what it is they're watching or what it is that they're listening to, because now everything is so siloed into specific interests. And I think it's an interesting conversation because I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, right? Like, I think it highlights humanity in a way where we all are individuals and we all have different interests. We all can have our, like, we don't have to all like the one song. Because what I also realized as someone who has worked in music for such a long time, when that culture did exist, a lot of times the songs that were like the one song everybody like, we didn't even necessarily like it. It was the fact that it got played so much and it was everywhere that you grew to like it. And it wasn't even necessarily, I don't even think it was really a like. It was just memory. Like, it was, you were remembering hearing this shit over and over and over again. So now you know the lyrics to it. So if it comes on, you're going to sing it. But I mean, you like it.
Yeah. So many songs like that have happened. Like, it's like, so many songs. I just knew it because I always heard it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that, I don't know. I think it's not as negative as it has been. Like, I'm seeing a lot of conversations around this segmented culture, and I think a lot of those conversations skew negative, where it's like, this doesn't necessarily help because it's hard to get people on one accord. But I don't know. I think it's a positive thing. I think that, as far as like where the conversation around breaking stars goes, in that sense, I think it does kind of muddy the conversation and make it hard to break stars because you aren't going to necessarily get everybody on one accord about an artist in a way that you could 10 years ago. But I don't know. I think that's a challenge. Use it as a, like, I don't know. I think that's like I don't think it's a bad thing.
I wanted to read his tweet. Did you read his tweet? Oh, I want to read his tweet real quick, just to give you guys further context. He said, monoculture in the business no longer exists. It's a game of microcultures, meaning stop trying to make the biggest song and start trying to make the most you song. When you are being so specifically yourself, there will be a group of people who feel found by you. I will agree with that. I will agree with that in the sense of, for instance, just case study with just Doechii. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that I feel like she's not she's an artist that has created her specific fan base, if that makes sense, because she has created music for her specifically, if that makes sense. And the people love her for what she has versus her trying to make a hit, her trying to make, popular music. And it translates more authentically because it sounds something that is more authentic to her. Like, I think I take, for instance, just like What It Is when she was performing it when it first came out versus, her success with Alligator Bites Never Heal. Those two songs are a clear difference. But what I feel is What It Is was a hit in the sense of like radio and popularity. You get what I'm saying? Whereas her other songs, although they may not necessarily be quote unquote charted songs, the top 10 hot 100 songs, you know, I mean, they were on top 10 in the Billboard. Let's not let's not act like they weren't. But, you know, in the sense of like, it wasn't something of she's chasing a big hit when it came to that project. She made something that authentically spoke to her. And I feel like a lot of artists that at least I am, you know, discovering, which I'm going to mention them on the set list, are literally speaking to themselves. There's a lot of there's like a, I don't want to say renaissance in a sense, but there is a surge of like artists who,
it is a renaissance.
well, yes, it is a renaissance. It is a renaissance,
yeah,
of artists who are creating their own worlds, and we are becoming fans and supporters of their worlds, and we don't have that one world. And I think if this makes sense, it kind of reminds me also of like the Nicki Minaj effect, where it's like Nicki Minaj was that, I guess, main biggest star, where now we have all these other sections of rapper girls that we could tap into that no longer just relies on Nicki Minaj being the biggest star, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So,
and then to your point, so I saw this quote earlier this week. I was looking for it, and it was so it was an amazing quote. But he said, the greatest paradox of performance is that if you do it for the audience, they will never come. If you do it for yourself, the audience will never leave you. And I just thought that perfectly encapsulated everything that Russ was trying to say. Or I don't even say trying, he said it well. But I think that quote perfectly encapsulated that, because that's literally the point. And I think that's also why I think I'm such a big fan of where music has gone as far as just like being so segmented, because people are leaning more into their own interests and who they are and building worlds themselves rather than this one main star. Because to everything you just said, I just think that we're, again, with art imitating life, we are in a space, in like in an era of a society where I think we need representation, like of individuals. Like I think there needs to be representation that a lot of different people could tap into. I don't think we should be in a space where there's 3 artists and those are the only options of people that can resonate. Like I don't think that helps, because it's like people need to feel something. People need to be able to hear music and be like, you know what? I needed to hear that at this moment because I'm going through this thing right now, and that rapper is speaking to it in such a way that is so different from what other rappers are saying, that this is what I'm about to lock into for the next month or two. And I think that's just art. Like I think that's what music should have always been. I think, and I don't think this is not even a knock on where the industry was 10, 15 years ago. Like I think that was what it was. But I don't know, I think there's something very special about being able to dig into Apple Music and find 30 different artists with like 30 completely different messages, but they all resonate because they're just genuine and authentic and being, you know, just speaking their truth. I think we need that.
And it is needed. It is needed. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that quote, because that is a way of life. You know, you don't want to chase the hit or chase an audience. You want to cultivate your own audience. Is a reason why, you know, just using him since he's the one who brought it up, you know, Russ as an example. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a Russ fan. I don't hate the kid, you know, but I personally have never really tapped into his music. I think the one song that he had with Rihanna and Rihanna was like posting it best or something like that. It was a viral song though. You get what I'm saying? But his other music, I never like really tapped into it, to be honest. But he's an example of his own personal tweet. You get what I'm saying? Where he's cultivated his own artistry of his own world, that he sells out his own arenas and tours and et cetera, et cetera. He has a fan base that's going to come out to support him. And I always say, fuck the noise of the internet. Fuck the noise of going viral. If you having shows and people cannot buy them tickets at them shows, I'm sorry. What we doing? It's time to get back in the field. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's time to get back in the field. And that's one of the reasons why personally, like, I was really proud when we did go on tour the first time around, because to see people coming out to see Doechii perform was like, oh shit, like it's one thing for y'all to stream. Anybody could get 1 million streams. Anybody could get engagement on posts and all of this shit. But when you are actually outside and people are like standing online early to see you, to get in, to stand up for like another hour or two before you actually perform, it's like, oh no, you actually have something. And more artists, if they tend to their craft and really like lock in on building the community instead of chasing virality, then they would be more successful in their own way versus the success of the standard industry way, where it's like you have to have top 10 Billboard hits and you got to have Grammy nominations, you got to have like eventually that shit comes, but do the groundwork, you know what I'm saying? Build the world. So
another thing too, like that I think is so important. I had a conversation earlier this week with this artist. He's like experimental hip-hop, R&B, funk. Like he actually kind of like crosses over into a lot of different spaces, but Papa Rod. And we talked about his journey and creative process, and one of the things that he told me was he's so intentional about the music he makes and the messaging in the music and his even his collaborators. Like he won't collaborate with anybody, which I thought was dope. I didn't know this. He won't collaborate with anybody who has not had an in-person interaction with. Like you have to build a relationship with him in real life in order to collaborate with him. He does not do the over email music. And that's no shade to anybody who does, but I just thought it was dope because
no shade, but all tea.
Yeah, like I was just like, oh, that's fire. But what he was saying was, one thing that's so special about showing up authentically is your performances are an exchange, right? Like the whole, you are rapping your lyrics or singing your lyrics to an audience and they're singing your lyrics back to you. Like that is an exchange. That's a conversation. Those are chants. That is energy, like you are, you know, like literally. So it's like to that point, you are like, you're operating within a frequency and you are like this is messaging that people are internalizing and navigating their lives based off of the shit you're saying. Like the music that I'm listening to on a daily basis affects how I move, like, which is why like a Nipsey Hussle, I will listen to Nipsey Hussle like it's the fucking Bible, because that nigga, the shit that he say, that is a lifestyle that you can live by. Like and have integrity in doing so. So it's like just understanding how powerful music actually is. I think tying this back to this conversation around like segmented audiences because of artists deciding that they're going to just genuinely be themselves rather than this monoculture of superstars, I think it's so important because of literally this. Like these are messages that people are living their lives based upon. These are like, there's so many times like, well, she on my set list this week, but Keisha Cole, right? Granted, she's not this isn't some groundbreaking messaging, but like she talks about love in her music. She talks about heartbreak. She talks about being loved. And when she came up, I was a lot younger. Like I remember her first album came out, I was in 7th grade. So obviously I can't necessarily resonate with the music in the way that I can now as an adult lyrically. Granted, I loved her down. But still, I revisited it. Yeah, if I revisited her album like the last 2 weeks, and it's just like I really needed to hear that music in the moment that I heard it, because like I think what another thing music could do for us when these artists are showing up authentically is they can speak what's on your heart in a way that you can't. Like I have all these feelings inside of me and thoughts inside of me that I have not been able to verbalize or express effectively. I hear a song, whether it be about love, life, whatever, but in this case I'm talking about love, but you hear this music and it's like, damn, yo, this is everything I've been trying to say. This is everything that I've felt. Like somebody feels it, and in feeling that way, you get me. Yes, literally, like you recognize that you're really not, I tweeted about this, like you're not alone in this world. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about music is like you hear music and it is a reminder that we are not experiencing life alone. Yes, maybe you are, like literal sense, maybe you're alone, but there's so many people in this lifetime that are experiencing exactly whatever it is that you're experiencing in their own way, and you're not alone in that. Like there's people that feel you.
Think of Michael Jackson. You are not alone.
You're so funny. Make sure y'all niggas go to see that movie too. It come out, I think, April 24th.
I cannot wait.
I'm going.
I cannot wait.
The
I
first
cannot
day
wait.
out.
Okay.
Okay.
I cannot wait. But to get this wrap of this conversation here, I feel like we said earlier, there is a renaissance happening in music, entertainment, culture in general, even politically, if you
Yeah.
will. The world is going through a renaissance, and rightfully so. And right now, this is the experimentation stages where people should be trying new things to roll out and to really authentically speak to themselves and build those worlds, build those communities. I always say, like, artists, the best artists that truly and honestly thrive, like, think about for instance, what's his name? Tech Nine. Tech Nine is a rapper, very niche rapper, but successful as fuck, rich as fuck. You get what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
fact that he personally still is successful based off of just his own things that he has going on, building the world that he's built for himself, like, I think that's an example of micro culture in that regard. So you got to build your own world and pour into your community. Like, that's why those who are the TikTok stars don't last, because they was chasing that hit, and the hit is gone. It's like a crackhead. You ain't gonna get that feeling the second time around, bruh. You feel me? You got to do what speaks to you. So yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
I fuck with it too. And I think it's cool too I guess the last thing I'll say, on the curation side of it all, because it's given us the opportunity as like programmers, so like the literal job of programming music.
Yes.
It's given us the creative freedom to really showcase, taste, shape where music is going, give new artists visibility in a way that they would not have gotten 10 years ago because their sound was not mainstream. There's so many pros to where music has gone and shifted away from monoculture, because it's just like opportunity is endless. And I think the only thing you really got to do right now to secure your spot at the table in this new era of microculture is community build. Make sure you're building a world around the music. The music has to be good. Like, I think regardless of what you got, the music got to be good. It
has to be good. Yeah.
Branding is still very important. Branding and marketing. You have to market yourself. Like, I hate when I see artists complaining about, I hate doing content. I hate niggas was marketing in 2020. They was marketing in 2009. They was marketing in 1980. Like, this has always been a thing.
And if that's your only job, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Just do it, right? Like, y'all piss me off with that shit. I'm not gonna lie, but we don't gotta go there. But it's just like,
okay,
y'all, it's part of the game. You have to do it.
Like,
and just be yourself. Like, I think I can't overstate like how important it is to just be yourself, because when you are putting yourself in the music and in the branding, that is how you attract the audience that stays. Because every time you release something, even if it sounds different, you still show up in it because you're still being true to you, versus trying to chase whatever trend is happening and it feeling like it's fake. People could feel when shit is fake. Like, whether you think they can or not, we could feel when that shit is not you, which is why, going back to the Jack Harlow conversation, that's why a lot of people are just not fucking with it, because it don't feel like you, nigga. Like,
wigga.
So yeah, man, I don't know. I think microculture is here to stay, and I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either. I'm actually glad we have options of things.
Yeah, right.
You know,
we wouldn't be a podcast if microculture didn't exist. It would just be Joe Budden and friends. I'm just saying. They'd be like, who's fucking these bitches? No.
These bitches. No, you're so right though. You're absolutely right, because there's options for things. And that's where the culture and the artist has to lean in more of understanding. It's options now.
Yeah.
Make your option the best option for why people will want to choose you. And I'm not saying do anything to be chosen, but being yourself is a way. So that being said, yeah, I agree with that. And that's the formula for me, even as a DJ, to be honest with you, because like you said, you being a programmer, me being a DJ, we're both tastemakers at the end of the day. We dictate the people to a certain degree off
Yeah.
of our personal taste. And in order for me to be a well-rounded DJ, I have to have different tastes of music. I can't just be a
Yeah.
hip hop based DJ, R&B based DJ, house based DJ. Like I like to, be well-rounded. So I agree with that.
But that brings us to our favorite segment of the week, which ironically is us taste making. But Milan,
Every week we do it.
would you like to get into your set list first today?
I would like to get into my set list for the week. Okay, y'all. So I tapped in and I'm here to turn you up. All right. So Alex Isley, When the City Sleeps album dropped, definitely a fan of it. It's some bangers on there for me personally. I'm trying to look at my likes to see what I did like exactly to give you these specifics, y'all. I do apologize. I liked a lot of shit. I did. Miss Goody Two Shoes, Alone, Moonlight on Vermont, Mike on Hands, Starry Eyes. I mean, the list goes on and on. Shout out to my brother Camper. He has some production credits on it. Welcome to the camp. He has like a signature sound that every time I hear production, I know he's involved in it or he's just produced it himself. So shout out to Camper. Definitely enjoyed that project by Alex Isley. Also, Bella, State of Emergency. Oh my God, this girl Bella, first of all, I seen her music like a few years ago, if I can be honest with you. She was an artist that I had discovered when I was doing like, music curation as well when it comes to like up and coming R&B girls and rap girls. I remember playlisting her during my Audio Mac days.
But I remember that playlist.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for me personally, seeing her drop this new album, State of Emergency, and the fact that it's such a cute vibe, it's such a cute bop, it's fun music, but it's also like, you can tell she put her whole puss into this shit, to be honest with you, because the production value sounds amazing. Like her voice is such a sweet melodic voice. Like it's very digestible. I'm very big on voices. Sometimes the voice don't be given. That's why I can't get with give. No, let me stop. I was about to be shady. But yeah, I really, really do love that project. Super dope. So, okay, Jan, help me out. You see it on the set list. You see it. How do you say his name? Elamine?
Elmine, yeah.
Elmine, okay, Elmine, you know what I mean. Sounds for Someone. Album, phenomenal. I love him. I mean, shit. Lonely People, Light by the Window, featuring Raphael Sadiq. First of all, Raphael Sadiq, if you don't have any kids, I think that's your kid. I think that's your boy. That's your boy. Because Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he lay his hat was his home. I think you lay hats. So funny. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, but their voices together, it was like butter and garlic together. And I love me some garlic. If for those of you who know. Anyways, Ray. Cinematic movie in music. This music may contain hope. Now, I've seen the discourse a little bit on the lines, on a timeline or whatever, about her being too loud. Guys, she's a theater kid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand the complaints. And it just goes to show you that people really don't be having the range as much as they complain about, wanting to hear and see and deal with. You niggas are not even open. Okay, you're not open enough. Because if you don't already know, you can tell she's very theatrical. And the music matches. I personally enjoyed it. She had a few bops, I'm not gonna lie, that made me cry. The one with her grandpa, what's the name of that song right there? Feels? Granddad Michael, that was a very beautiful song. Happier Than a Head. Her music reminds me of a more theatrical version of Cleo Soul's music, because Cleo Soul's music is very enchanting, very calming, very positive, warming music. You can do it, soft spoken, know you are loved, very affirming, great music. She has that as well. But it's more of Cleo Soul give me the Catholic church where they got mass. Ray give me the black church, gospel church, 4 hours banging on it. She give me that. So shout out to Ray. Moving right along, Ronnie Foster, Mystic Brew, a throwback. I had to throw that on. One of my favorite throwbacks. I really, really, really love that song. Chef Boy, Take It Off. Take it on. Take it off. Take it on. Little TikTok. Auntie was in the TikTok streets, and your Yomsi. Because you got you got young hoes, you got young aunties. We young aunties, you feel me? So the young aunties, I was like, yo, I like that. I like when the kids take it off. Take it off. Yeah, that's my shit. Okay. Leia Faye, shout out to my girl. Okay, she dropped a brand new single. I don't know how you pronounce it. It says Uber, but it says Uber.
I think it's like Luber. I don't know.
Luber.
Because I have that on my set list too. But that's just fire.
Is it like lubricant? I don't know, girl. Freaky, Leia, freaky. Anyways, that being said, I like that single. She actually hit me up and was like, "Hey, sister girl, I want to get you this single right away." I was like, "Girl, okay, send it to me." And I listened to it. I was like, "Fucking fire!" I didn't tell her that yet. I have to hit her back and let her know. But absolutely fire single, super super dope. So it's definitely added to my set list. Devon and Karina, because I told you I be in these TikTok streets, y'all. I was listening to a single from an upcoming artist. When I say like they're not even like fucking 20 people on Spotify as their monthly listeners. Go and get it now. Forbidden Fruit was so amazing, a beautiful song. Also, Nisha Aman, a single that she dropped called Bait. I also found that on TikTok. Super dope vibes. Also want to add to my set list Rory Harmon. She's a basketball player that plays for the University of Texas women's basketball team. Her coach, I seen a TikTok where he was bigging her up, giving her tens, and basically saying like what we all know, racism and sexism and all of the isms causes, unsung heroes to get the rightful, justice and respect that they deserve. But she's a Houston native. She's played 137 games, and in those games, she scored 1,616 points, 977 assists, 659 rebounds, 388 steals. And her coach said not one agency has ever voted for her for All American. She has the best, and I mean the very best stats in the league as far as women's college basketball. I believe she played her last game as a University of Texas team member. But it just goes to say like there's so much talent out there. There was somebody that was better than Michael Jordan, but we only know Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, shout out to her. I'm definitely going to get me a jersey to rock it and support her because I feel like that's very important. Last but not least, I want to put Beauty in Black for being just grossly terrible TV. I feel like Tyler just be saying action, freestyle, and they do whatever that they want to do, but it's a level of entertaining that I just can't look away. So I have to add it to my set list because I did watch some of the episodes. It is terrible, but it's so bad you truly can't look away. I said last but not least, but of course we have to save the best for last. That's what I meant. The best for last. And Jesus, I'm putting Jesus on the set list because it is a Resurrection Sunday. Yes, we will praise
we
him.
didn't even say that. So happy Easter. So when y'all get this, it'll be Tuesday, but happy Easter to everyone who's listening.
Happy
we are recording
Easter.
on Sunday.
On
Sunday.
this beautiful, good Lord Sunday, good coochie, good Sunday. That being said, shout out to good Jesus, aka Big Sandals. We appreciate you. We love you for truly and honestly sacrificing your life. You are a staple. You are an icon. You are that nigga. And for that, I love you and I thank you. So that being said, that's my set list for the week, y'all.
Amazing set list. That's funny because a lot of these artists I actually really enjoy too. Like Bella is somebody who has been on my radar for a very long time, and she's really good. I actually, I'd be surprised she don't be in these conversations more, like as far as like R&B artists to watch, because she has like a really standout tone. Like her voice is really pretty,
and she could write her ass off.
she's good. But anyway, on my set list this week, I had my algorithm playing on Spotify at the gym, and this girl came in, Slime Dot. I think she released an album late last year that I actually didn't even hear, and I'm surprised I didn't because she's really good too. But the song that I came across was called Tahitian Treat. Amazing voice, so definitely check that out. Thundercat just dropped an album called Distracted. It is a melting pot of sounds is the way I'll describe it. Like, I love how experimental he has always been. The album is incredible. It's like hip hop, R&B, dance, all types of shit all over that album. It's an incredible project, as expected. So definitely check that out. My song, he got the song on there with Rocky that I really like. I forgot what it's called, but definitely check it out when you get a chance. Yeah, A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
My homie Ryan Witherspoon just put out his album, Start Spreading the News. I do want to give him his flowers too. Ryan is going crazy with the rollout right now. Like the rollout he's been kind of like putting out into the world over the last month, I would say, has been pretty incredible to watch. It's just some of like the things that he's been able to pull off. This is actually his first rap album. For those who aren't familiar, Ryan has been putting out music in the R&B space for the last couple of years, so now he has pivoted to rap. Granted, like he has always dibble-dabbled in rap in his R&B records. Like he would do a couple rap verses on some of his stuff, but he was an R&B artist for a while. But this is his first rap album. He did a basketball game with Fat Joe, I think last weekend. That was really cool. He just partnered up with SiriusXM last week to do their very first ever full album live stream live on SiriusXM, so that was really cool. He did an activation with Jordan, I want to say on the week of Valentine's Day. It was like, he celebrated women and had a bunch of women pull up. I had got the invite, but I wasn't able to go. Because that was actually the week of Shanae's thing. Yes. So that was that week. But he's been having a really amazing rollout. Like I think a lot of what he's doing is very Puerto Rican, very New York, booty flags every fucking where. Like I think he's doing a really dope job of putting New York on the map in his rollout. Like I think for New York right now, it's him and Fergie for me, in the way that they are rolling their music out. So shout out to Ryan. Definitely get into his album if you haven't heard it yet.
Love that.
The artist, my Jersey girl, she just put out her album, DNZ. One thing I'll say about her, so I've actually been following her career since the very beginning, and now we are very good friends, but lyrically, she's stepped it up drastically. Production wise, I think production was always really good for her. Like I've always liked her production from the jump. I think she has a really good ear for beat selection. But the pen is getting so much stronger, and that's not even to say it was ever bad. Her pen was never bad to me. I just thought that it could use work at a certain point, and she's like, the music on this project is really fucking good. So shout out to her. I'm really proud of her. New album out. Definitely make sure y'all listen to that. She's also on she's on a run. Like I think I keep seeing her do features. She's been doing a lot of shows, so I'm like really proud of her. And like she's from Jersey too.
Me
so
too.
Like, shout out to Jaylee. Another fave of mine dropped his album this week as well. Laycon, For All the Right Reasons, Volume 1. Phenomenal voice. That's all I'm gonna say. His voice is fucking incredible. And shout out to Spotify. They gave him a Billboard this week for the album release. So I know he was extremely excited about that. I think this is his first Billboard. So shout out to Laycon. Definitely get into that album. I think
and his Colors performance too.
Yeah. Incredible. Like I just think we talk a lot about vocal tones, and I think he has one of those generational tones. He's definitely giving Giveon a run for his money. I will say that. And he looked good, so shout out to he definitely got something there. That's incredible talent.
Okay, incredible type.
I don't take artists.
Okay.
India Shawn is another artist. She put out a song this week with D Mild. This song, that was a link up I didn't know I needed. I've always been a fan of India Shawn, but this new song she just put out is called Rain on Me. I'm not sure what like the context of the song is as far as like because to me it gives SWV Rain. And I think I read into it like she's talking about getting cummed on, but I'm not sure, because then when you listen to the whole song, it doesn't seem that sexual, but it could be. So it's kind of up to interpretation. But again, if it is that, I actually really think it's dope, because it's like this like real cutesy but well written song about somebody showering her in love. So I don't know what is being showered, but I'm gonna assume there's a
golden
ways.
Shower.
Yeah, no, we don't do golden showers.
Not at all.
But yeah, anyway, amazing song. I love it. It's actually one of my favorites releases from this New Music Friday. So shout out to her. Leia was also on my set list, so I won't get into it because you already did. But that is another incredible song. I'm happy she's back. Leia has another one of those very unique voices that I think every time I hear her, it's like, it's Leia. She's also very amazing live. So if you haven't gotten a chance to see her live before, definitely do that. I'm not sure when she
sound.
Yeah, it's like she just it sounds to me very throwback. She has like a 90s tone that I really appreciate. And she's also a really great songwriter. So shout out to her. Couple more. So Johnny Venus from Earth Gang just released a new single called I Want You Back. He actually, I believe, put out a couple songs last year. They all were really good. So the new song he just put out is still in that same pocket of very good. So check that out if you have not heard that yet. Keisha Cole, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I've been listening to the Just Like You album on heavy rotation this last 2 weeks. I don't know. I kind of been in my feels a little bit. I think that I've been, like just taking a deeper bird's eye view of my love life over the last like 10 or so years, and really getting very critical of the way that I've allowed myself to navigate certain relationships, the way that I've showed up in them, the way I not required people to show up for me, just like some of the boundaries I did and didn't have, and it's just really being really reflective in that way. And in revisiting, like I can't remember what song I wanted to hear off that album. It was something that I wanted to hear one song, and then it made me listen through the whole album. I'm like, damn, she's just saying everything I've been feeling. Like, damn, like love that album. And I would even say there was a point where I would say The Way It Is was her best album, but I low key think Just Like You was her best album. That album is really fucking good.
We gotta do a deep dive Keisha Cole podcast.
Yeah, that album was really good. And similarly, I've also been listening to Maxwell's Black Summer Night 2009 album. That album is so fire. And there was a lot of songs on there too that, granted, that was an album that when that actually came out, there was a lot that I could resonate with at that point, because I think that came out right after, granted I was still in high school, but that wasn't as deep of a relationship, but that was like my first boyfriend, and I was resonating in that way. But I think now as an adult woman, and revisiting that album, there was a lot of concepts lyrically that he talked through that I've really been resonating with recently. Like, I'm gonna try to go to this album real quick so I could. There's one in particular. Is it this one? Playing Possum. Playing Possum, man. That shit. I had to make sure it was that one. That song has been really, like, I've been listening to that a few times a day. But shout out to Maxwell. Then two more. So Mindhunters has been something I've been watching on Netflix. It is like it's a show about these two detectives who essentially they interview they came up with the term serial killers. Like, before serial killing was a coined term, they were exploring the psychological train of thought behind people who murder a lot of people, and trying to come up with a language around what that is and who they are, why they do that. So it's a really dope show. It's not like documentary style. It's like an actual like show. Okay. I think there's like 3 or 4 seasons of it. It's actually really interesting just to see, because they're profiling some of these like actual well-known serial killers throughout history, but obviously they're fake on the show. But it's been kind of interesting just to watch people's mind
thought process.
Their thought processes behind like murdering people, and it's just like
criminal minds.
Yeah, I don't know. I have like this weird interest in that, but I'm not a murderer. But yeah. Just gotta throw that out there. I'm not crazy, y'all. I love, there's something about them shows I love. Like, even like the murder mystery shows, like all of that shit I love. I just can't fuck with CSI. That shit is ass. But
no, and on YouTube too, like I be on a deep dive in like the detective videos, the interrogation videos. That's my shit.
It's so interesting. And even like, and this is probably like I'm giving TMI and y'all might think I'm weird, but sometimes when there's like mass murders or like some crazy sickening murder that happens, like in the moment I won't do a deep dive into it because that type of stuff is like triggering. But as years go by, like for example, like Columbine, there's been times where I will research like photos from Columbine. Like, I don't know, something about that. Like, it's just like
it's eeriness in it.
Yeah, it's just so interesting to me.
I feel that. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm weird like that, but whatever.
Me too.
So that show, and then lastly, there was this film I watched yesterday. I saw a couple actors in it that I thought that I like, and then I just made me watch it. It's called Anniversary. That was probably one of like the best films I've seen in a very long time, and it kind of reminded me of, I forgot the name of it, that film on Netflix that Barack Obama helped produce,
The World,
where it was just like
Tomorrow, something like that.
Like where it was like so real that this could happen. it was one of those kind of films. And essentially the plot was around like this college student, this woman, she has this family, this perfect family. She's a professor. Her husband like owns like some kind of I think coffee business, something like that.
Leave the world behind.
Leave the world behind, yes. And this woman, she's a professor at this what's it called? Ivy League University. Every year, her and her family come together to celebrate the husband and wife's anniversary of marriage. And at this particular anniversary, one of her kids comes with his new girlfriend, who apparently like, and they don't give you the setup, which is what I thought was dope about how they did the movie. It's kind of like they just get right the fuck into it, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. What is happening? Because they don't give you the context.
Like
and the context comes as the movie progresses. It's like, oh shit. But basically, the mom is acting weird towards the girlfriend. Everybody's looking at her like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, why did everybody hate her? Like, they're just now meeting her. But apparently this woman was the mom's one of her students years ago. She wrote this book that had like these philosophies that were so drastically different and questionable, essentially about like how life it was like anti-democracy essentially was the book, and the mother had all these gripes with this girl because it was like, if this book goes into the public, like this could change like the country. Everything. Yeah. And essentially like every like 10-15 minutes the movie would go to another year, 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, and like that's literally what ends up happening. This book gets published, and at that original anniversary, she gives her the book as an anniversary gift, as like a fuck you, because like I got the book published. Because apparently whenever she was in school, there was this whole thing. They got her kicked out of school and everything because of this book. Yeah. So the book is published, and then the entire film is year after year watching society shift towards the entire country is accepting this book as reality, and how that changed the entire, like it was almost like some Big Brother shit. And the end of the movie, like I actually won't give it away because the end of the movie is fucking crazy.
I mean, that's how they operate with the world. They took out pages out the Bible and all this other shit. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
this feels very Trump era. And that's why I was like, this is weirdly real, because it feels like what's happening, well, what Trump is trying to do as far as just like change all these different policies so that he can and I think that's essentially what this movie is about. So still have to say, if you haven't seen it yet, it's free on Prime Video. It's called Anniversary. Check it out. Great cast. Like there's a lot of familiar faces on that film. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but it has a really great cast. But yeah, that is my long ass set list.
Yes. And do remember that you all can definitely listen to our personal set list, our personal curation here in the condo on Spotify, specifically because we have not done Apple Music. But Spotify, you can check out our set list volume 2 playlist, which is out now and will be updated. And that's what we got for y'all. Get y'all asses up out our condo. We're gonna see y'all again next week, same time, same place.
And make sure y'all niggas touch some motherfucking grass, because it's been very warm outside, and some of y'all need to get y'all asses off the internet and outside. Okay,
touch this grass. Touch the grass. Smoke it if you need to. I'm finna do that right now. And call it a good day, because every day is a good day. And it's a good Sunday. Shout out to Jesus. Okay. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. It's your girls.
And y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the fuck out of here. Okay. Good show.
It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan. And it's your girl, Jan Smeed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend, and be sure to stay reasonable.